My channel. I'm Natalie and I'm an artist and illustrator living in Vienna, Austria. If you're a young designer or illustrator starting out and you're still in school, maybe this is important to you. If you're still new in the business, in the industry, and you're searching for a job, there are some very funny situations that you will come across. And I want to tell you about the strangest job interview I've ever had. Now, if you're working in the graphic design industry, it's very common that it's not just an interview and people looking at you. You come in for a day and they test you. So they give you something to work on in order to see if you're able to fulfill their requests. At the time, I was still at school, university for graphic design and communication design. In the classroom, there was a board where people, especially teachers, hung up job opportunities for the students to take. And one of them was one of those where I applied to. And to be clear, first of all, if you're having small children in the room, this might not be the story to listen to. Second of all, the job description did not say anything that could have given away something about where the job was headed towards. It just said graphic designer, well-versed in InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, packaging design, blah. So there was nothing like, for a good time, make it Suntory time. Kato! Bob-san! So I got there and the first thing is that nobody really opened. For the first 5 minutes of me ringing the doorbell, nobody was there. Then a dude showed up and opened the door for me and was like, "Oh, what are you doing here? I don't know you." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm here for the job interview." "Oh, there's a job interview today," he said. "Oh, I think they might have forgotten about you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So when he opened the door, there was already somebody in there who just didn't know. I don't know why. First of all, I noticed there were just dudes in there, like only. The whole room was more like catacombs. You had to go under the earth and it was very roundish, like it was former wine storage rooms or something. Like, you know, they're very round and very dark and have very limited daylight. And that was exactly what the rooms looked like. And the walls were painted black and all the desks were black and everything there was black. And I'm like, okay, interesting, but style choice, who knows? So then I see a woman finally, but she's not normal looking. She's a model. She's got perfect. She's not. These weren't naturally given to her. You could clearly tell nobody is that thin and breasts just don't move like that with gravity and stuff, you know? If the top part of your breast starts to move upward, curve upward, it's not natural. And as I learned later while talking to her, she's actually not an employee of the company, but she's a model and she models for them. I'm like, interesting. They're doing products where they need to have models in there. The dude who opened the door for me said I should sit down, so I sat down. Half an hour, maybe 40 to 45 minutes later, the art director shows up. He's tall, he's big, he's got a beard, and he's wearing sunglasses, although as I've told you before, everything was black and very dark. So I guess he had a really good time last night and he totally forgot about me. He was like, "Oh yeah, hi, I forgot about you, I'm really sorry. I'm not here for the next 2 or 3 hours, so you can take my spot. You can sit on my table and I'm just giving you something to work on. It's a packaging design, very simple. Yeah, follow me." So I follow him to his desk and then he's like, "Yeah, sit down." I sit down and then I noticed the mouse pad. And that would have been, if everything before wasn't very clear and strange, that was the point where I could have realized what the business was, because the mouse pad was one of those naked women where you rest your hand on their boobs. I was very uncomfortable, but I was so naive. This was over 10 years ago. It's probably, I don't know, 23, 24, something like that. At the time, contrary to now, I said nothing. If I walked in there today and saw that, I would move back out straight away. Like, goodbye, sir, this is not the job I want to take. But I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I don't know, maybe he's just having a better time with the naked girl there. It's not my workplace. Yeah. Then he opens InDesign for me and gives me the packaging design to work on, and also to have a name for the product, a logo for the product, a color variation for the product, and the product being a dildo. And then he left. And then I'm sitting here in a room with 5 or 6 other dudes in almost complete darkness. Everyone working on sex industry stuff. The model that I met before wasn't just a regular model, if you know what I mean. So I'm like, yeah, this is weird. But I still gave it my best. I absolutely knew that I wasn't going to take the job. And I still stayed there for the day to finish the whole thing, because at the time that was just what I was doing. I wasn't able to say no. Very unhealthy boundaries, like not in place at all. But I kept myself together, and then when the boss returned, he was like, yeah, you did a good job. So how about it? Can you see yourself working here? And I'm like, no, I'm very sorry. Thank you. Whoosh. Maybe the advice I can give to you, if you stumble into that kind of situation, just leave. They can't do anything to you. You're not obliged to stay there and work. It's pretty awkward situation. The thing that I would be interested doing for you is making a general video about job applications and how you can get a job, what to look out for in graphic design and illustration. If that's of any interest for you, please leave me a comment below. I have some very, very interesting and funny stories where that one came from. That was the story for today. I'm working on my website at the moment, which is up and running, but it's still the front page of coming soon, mid of April. If you want to be notified when the homepage goes online with the shop and the new prints, please join the newsletter at the start page. Newsletter subscribers will also get a discount coupon in their mail very soon. Last week I promised you to show you the new prints, but they didn't come in time, and so I'm very sorry for disappointing you, but this week they're here and I want to show them to you right now. Good morning. You know, these days where anything you want to wear or that somewhat matches is in the laundry, and you have to revert to anything that's wearable and clean. I'm a circus director today. These socks? Oh yeah. Look what came in after promising you last week that there will be prints. There are prints now. Baby animal prints came in, the bunny, the donkey, and the lamb. Also with my new business cards and a thank you card, and the please do not bend stickers for the envelopes and the packaging that I'm sending out, so that up till now, fingers crossed, it hasn't happened that anything got damaged, but you know, just wanting to be on the safe side. So that's a very short video this week. Just storytelling, just this one here, because I haven't managed to do any art by now, but I'm starting right now after editing and cutting this video. And thank you so much for watching, and talk to you soon.